now that I have finished recording my how should I call it, my Romanian Revolution investigation video from the city of Timișoara, I am heading to the next big deal, which is Budapest, Hungary. It's 8:33. The bus is 8 minutes late, but that's okay. It's Sunday. It's a beautiful autumn Sunday. The sky is so beautiful. Some clouds scattered around, but still a beautiful fall day. You want to see some art? Here is some art. I mean, the pigeons are part of it, but this is some cool painting here. I guess that's the old town. You see, that's Liberty Square, I guess. And here is the Romanian train evolution from the steam to the newest ones. No, I'm not gonna comment anything on the trains revolutions in Romania. And this is the Orthodox Cosmopolitan Cathedral with the Lupa Capitolina, the monument from Benito Mussolini, which is the symbol of the city of Rome. And oh, let me show you a little maquette, little prototype where the kids are playing. I guess they could even move the trains and things like that, so let's play. Oh, you gotta pay? Or is it free? No, it's free. So what do we have here? We have STB, Landesbahnen. This is like a German thing. Don't tell me it was offered by some German city. Alright, what do we have here? I just want to make it move. Oh, you gotta pay 5 lei. You see, I knew it wasn't free. Let's buy some water because it's gonna be a long ride. Do you know how many hours? 7 hours. 7 hours to travel for 300 kilometers. 315 kilometers to be exact. So for little history, my first time in Romania was exactly 2 years ago. 2 years ago minus maybe 2 or 3 weeks. And it was here in Timișoara. So actually I was in Budapest in Hungary. And I remember that I know someone from Timișoara, a girl who I met a couple months earlier from Tinder, and I said, oh, then let's go visit Timișoara, and she was also in Romania, and she said, yeah, come over. And I remember she wrote me a letter because I asked her, can you write me something in Romanian, because in case the police or the control border stop me, I want to show them the paper, you know. And she wrote me something, you know, about like kinda, I don't know, kinda, you know, like he's a tourist coming to see me, whatever. And they came to Timișoara by train from Budapest, and they stopped with me at the control, the border control. Like I drove them crazy. Like they were asking me, like, why are you in Romania? I said, you know, I can work from anywhere, so I want to work from Romania. And then he yelled at me, like he screamed, like, but why the fuck Romania? Like, you know, the police border himself, he doesn't believe in his country. He said, the answer was like, oh, you know, like, I want to learn about your history and how you participated in building the Eiffel Tower. Once they heard me talking about Eiffel Tower and things like that, one of the guys gave me back my he gave my passport to his colleagues, and he left, kind of, you know, he's fed up. And they came to Romania, they let me in, they said, okay, welcome to Romania. I stayed in Timișoara for a few days, and it wasn't that great because it was during COVID actually. Like everything was closed. You had, I don't know, 1-2 cafes open in the old town, and that's it. That's all. And yeah, but otherwise it was cool. It was cool. I like Timișoara. It's interesting actually. Now, of course, when you are used to East of Europe, you know, the Polish touch and the Hungarian touch, and you come here the first time in Timișoara and you leave the train station. First, the train station itself, like it's guaranteed travel through the communism era. Look at even some mosaics still on that building there, because these are from the communist era. So the first time when you come here, it's quite tough on the eyes. Like your eyes are like kinda, oh, no, it's too much. Why there is no pavement on the street? Like it's too much shocking for a Westerner, even if you are used to East of Europe. But this is really, yeah, you'll see some wild, I would say, things here. And then you continue walking in front of the train station, you go to your Airbnb, which was somewhere there in, you know, a communist house, which was really nice actually. The apartment was perfectly renovated. But yeah, the first encounter may be rough on the eye, but then once you start knowing the city, you know, you see the old town, you see other places, regular places where Romanians live in Timișoara. I think you'll like it. You really like it because it's very peaceful, very safe. Nobody. The probability that even somebody comes to you just to ask you something or sell you something is close to zero. Like everybody is minding his business, you know, like it's, yeah, like life is very peaceful here, and definitely the medieval vibes, you know, of classical Central East European cities, you know, churches, nature, valleys. It's beautiful. It's just, yeah, if you like the simple life, I think you like Timișoara. Well, I'll exclude the train experience. I'll exclude the train experience because, as you noticed, I tried to go by bus, because after my past train experience from Hungary, I said this time I'm taking the bus. But as you saw this morning, it didn't work out because simply the Flix bus never showed up. So I left. I want to have a tea, and then I came here to get a train. I asked actually a refund for my ticket from the bus company. They haven't responded yet, so we'll see. Okay, this is your Romanian train that you asked me for. Let's see if we find some seat. Some free available seat. Wow, it's getting packed. I'm in the station of Arad, and it looks nice actually. See all these sculptures here. Wow, the Olympics. That's cool. I have half an hour to transfer and get my train to Budapest. Let's get out, get some sun, then we'll be back. Thank you. Here it is, your Arad train station vibes. It looks more historic actually. Cool. Ah, I knew I'll find you here. A steam train that's today home to all the pigeons of this area. The building, was this a hotel or radio station or what it is? I don't know. How many kilometers per hour? 65 kilometers per hour. How comes the train station of Arad is better than the one of Timișoara? And Timișoara is a much bigger city. It's the second or the third biggest city in Romania. So where to get to my line? My line is number number 4. Where is 4? Here is 4. I do not have any assigned seat. He said just find the free seat and claim it. Alright, this one is free. Not sure why this is free. Maybe it's reserved, I don't know. We'll see. For now, let's enjoy this journey from Arad to Budapest. So, how does a Hungarian train looks like? Because this is Hungarian. It's from MAV. See, it has the heater there. You could even make it cold actually during summer. The seats are quite nice. You have 2 compartments for your luggage, probably briefcase. And this is where you could put your laptop. Is there any electric plug here? Oh. It's nice. It's nice. Finally, the train is moving and we are crossing the Hungarian borders. We just passed the Romanian border control. So yeah, that's how it is. So I'm getting philosophical alone here in the train because we just crossed the borders between Romania and Hungary, and somehow the train is just waiting. We are in the Hungarian territory already, which is good. And yeah, I just asked myself a philosophical question, it's an interesting question, like how, like if I would have stayed, if 2 years ago I would have stayed, okay, I'll stay in the US, I'll say yes to anything the employer wants, yes, I'm into everything, Ave Cesar, anything you want sir, I'll do it. You want me to go to some dodgy shipyard of the US Navy, I'll do it. Whatever makes the US Navy and the Department of Defense happy, which I already over delivered, and I even have like letters written by the US Navy acknowledging my outstanding work and things like that. But like how would have been my life, and what would be the thing that I would have missed if I would have stayed in the US? And thinking of that, I don't think I have a structured answer, but the easiest one that comes to my mind is of course traveling. At the time in the US it was like, yeah, it's a closed country, Americans were banned from going to Europe and vice versa. Like traveling in summer 2020 was really complicated, and because America is naturally geographically isolated from the rest of the world because it's in the middle of nowhere. It's middle of nowhere. to me the where is like, where there's a lot of cultures, like, the European continent, the Middle East, etc. So being in America, it would have isolated me a little bit, and I wouldn't have traveled as much as I did when I moved in summer 2020 to east of Europe. Like I did a lot of countries. These are like, like cultures I would have never even known anything about them if I would have stayed in the US. You might argue, yeah, you could travel in another time, stay in America and then travel after 2 or 3 years. But that's where I did the right choice, because my mindset has shifted in the sense that I stopped caring about what I could do in 10 years, because I have absolutely no security that I'll be even living in 10 years. So to me it was like the moment, like now you want to do it, let's do it now, since you are young, you don't have kids, you don't have like tons of obligations, humans and financial obligations. Do it now. You don't know what's going to happen in your life, and you might regret it forever. So that's the number one. The number two is of course the people. I met like incredible people in East of Europe, from ex-communist countries, things like that. Yeah, if I would have stayed in the US, you might argue saying you could have also met incredible Americans and other people in America. That is also true, but to me the probability of moving to East of Europe and working for an East European employer is close to zero. I'm listening to him as if I understand Hungarian. Hungarian is the language that I promise you would pick up 0 words. See, if you hear Romanian, no matter where you come from, you could understand something. Hungarian, I think during the Second World War, Hungarians didn't need to like encrypt their message. Just the soldiers would just speak Hungarian. That's it. It's encrypted right there. Anyway, come back to the topic. Yes, the number 2 is the people, and what I was saying, the probability of moving to East of Europe and getting a job here is to me kind of close to zero, because yeah, salaries are still not that high, etc. I need to show my ticket. Oh no, he doesn't want to control my ticket. Why not? Up. So I say to myself, do it now, since you have the finances. You could go to East of Europe, you could explore the world without even working. So yeah, do it now. And number three, and that is to me is really the biggest thing. And yeah, it's interesting that I come up to this conclusion. The thing that I would have missed, like big day, if I would have stayed in America, is that now when I left America like 2 years ago, I didn't have any job, like jobless, homeless, traveling, backpacking the world. And that to me was the thing I would have missed mostly if I would have stayed in America. I would have just stayed, having still that big fat salary coming in and everybody applauding me, yeah, Jonas, you did a good work and you're the best, things like that. But that stress and that, I wouldn't even call it stress, that new experience, you are literally stepping out of the comfort zone that you knew for at least 10 years since you finished your engineering university. That situation is, I wouldn't, I'm not trying to romanticize it saying, oh, it taught me lessons. I don't know if it taught me lessons or whatever, but it just pushed me in a spot that was so different from me. And they wouldn't have been in that situation if I would have stayed in America with the comforts of the corporate world. So yeah, that is the big thing. Now, yeah, of course, fast forward 2 years after I left America, now that I call East of Europe my semi-home, because my other semi-home is traveling around the world, so that's how we do it. Like half of the year I'm in East of Europe, the other half, yeah, you'll find me anywhere and nowhere. Yeah, fast forward 2 years now, I earn even my life better, and yeah, like zero regrets to America, because the cost of life was already outrageous at the time in America. Today it's even out of control. And yeah, so no, I don't miss anything I have left in America. I'm not trying to paint a dark picture of the US. It's sort of the most beautiful, if not the most beautiful country in the world in terms of geography. It has a beautiful culture. Like there is, those Europeans who say, oh, America doesn't have culture, that's just because they haven't been there, or they saw something on the TV and they overjudge it quickly. No, they have their culture, which is the American culture. Yeah, some of my best friends are from the US, and it's a lot of things. There's a lot of things the US can inspire you about, actually, whether it's especially being an engineer myself. But yeah, going there or spending the best years of my life there without having the necessity, like I don't have that financial obligation to be there. I'm not from a third world country where I have that kind of that need to stay there till I get my passport, and I don't even want to get there any of their passports or green cards or anything like that. It's just, yeah. Anyway, it was getting philosophical. Look at this beautiful landscape. Entering the Kingdom of Hungary, sorry, the Republic of Hungary. I have been reading the history of Hungary this this weekend, and it was interesting actually. So it's a lot of history happened in this area: Timișoara, Belgrade, Budapest, Bratislava, Vienna. One of the most beautiful places in the planet is these cities. Like, how can't you fall in love with Budapest? Like, have you ever met anyone who told you, I went to Budapest and I hate it? Never met anyone. I've never seen any video saying anything like this. I've never seen any, even not a small 10 seconds TikTok saying anything bad about Budapest. It's a beautiful city. I've been there actually, yeah. When I left America 2 years ago, I spent some, yeah, I have some fun memories from Hungary. I'm not gonna tell you more. You cheeky. From the station you could tell that this city was the capital of an empire. Look at it. Now let's go find my Airbnb. I think it's half an hour walking from here toward the river, the Danube River. Another thing about me, I tend to take the metro in the wrong direction, so I had to exit. I need to change to the other side because somehow these two platforms are not working, and hopefully I can make it to my destination. Sorry, sorry for wasting your valuable time and life. You can click off the video if you want. No, I'm kidding. Wait till I take you to the Airbnb. It's a nice one. So you could see how beautiful, or maybe not beautiful, the Airbnbs are in Budapest. Budapest. I need to work my pronunciation. Second try. Let's try this time if I get the right metro. It's really a beautiful one. At this stage you might be thinking that I'm taking the wrong metros just so I can put a title, you know, like 12 hours of traveling for 300 kilometers. The trip lasted really long. It's crazy. More than 12 hours to do 300 kilometers. We arrived to Budapest. I miss this city. All right, last 5 minutes of walking before my Airbnb, which I don't know where it is actually. Actually, it's only 3 minutes from here. Yeah, it's quite central. I guess I'm coming back to this. I'm coming back to this restaurant to have my dinner because it smells so tasty. I love the vibes and the energy of Budapest. Really, it's something else. When a city was the capital of an empire, something is different in it. Like you feel it in Vienna, also in Paris, London, Lisbon, I guess. Alright, I just arrived to my Airbnb. I swear, it looks like those expensive apartments from New York. And yeah, let me just show you. Let me show you so you could see the level of Budapest. This is the kitchen. Alright. Beautiful, wide kitchen. And before I take you there, I want to show you something. Let's start from the shower. So you enter like this. Beautiful Italian shower. 2 sinks. And the washer here, and me saying hi, being happy about my Airbnb. And you could continue straight. Here you have the closet. You continue straight to the master room, this one. Let me turn on this. Okay, how to turn on this? Here we go. Here we go. I told you. It's like if you're in New York. You want to see this also? All right. Here we go. The master room. And I came directly from the shower, right? I can also continue to the living room. There is no door. And here is the living room. Of course it's dark, so the best time to make an apartment tour. Ideally it would be during the day, but yeah, I don't know how the view. I think it's the street view. But it's a beautiful, beautiful apartment. Well, this one wasn't cheap, to be honest. It's how much is for 2 weeks? No, more than 2 weeks, 15 days. It was $1,200, which means if I would have booked it for a month, it would have been less than $2,000. Now, why did I come to Budapest, Hungary, to teach a scientific content, knowing that I usually go to the places where, you know, that scientific thing was invented or, you know, like created? What did the Hungarians invent in terms of science? I'm not going to tell you the details. You'll find them on my science YouTube channel called I Teach While Traveling, because the Hungarians invented in the 1800s, I would say, something that is today used in almost, without exaggeration, like 99.9% of any electric energy, renewable energy, EV application. The Hungarians were the first to invent it. So I came from its birthplace to get some, you know, some real vibes, you know, from Europe, from its birthplace, and get some nice class recorded. this has been said, my friends, I'm not gonna leave you now because I promised you I'll check you out so you could see the dinner and the food and the eatery scene here in Budapest. And I'm just obsessed with this apartment. I'm obsessed.
When I'm cold from your side. You break me down in silence. I never need to resist.